Hey, what's up guys, TheCampingRusher here. We got a good one for you today. A bunch of changes that have been made right now, big updates that you should know about, and also some scrapped stuff that I don't really know why they scrapped it. I hope it's not scrapped for good. And then an update on the refunds, how much money people are actually going to be getting. But let's start with this. This is what I'm talking about when I say scrapped stuff. This is from Lost of Fortnite. It's actually from Season 6, the original Season 6. And it's the first two Porta Fortresses, or variations of the Porta Fortress, that they had planned. So the first one, different, right? Nothing special. I'd still like to have it. Porta Fortress is a fun item, especially as if you're a zero build guy, right? It helps a lot. But then look at this behemoth that they had ready to go. It's officially, it was in Fortnite at some point in the files. He's on a super old version, like I said. That is just massive. He was thinking maybe this would have been used for 50v50. That probably makes the most sense. Maybe they backed out because if everyone had these things, it would just crash the server at the time. I really don't know. But yeah, he's actually got a few things that have been scrapped. And again, probably never going to see the light of day, but it was in the works at one point. We're going to talk about a massive update that you might not have known about that came out a couple days ago. But first, let me tell you about something I'm really excited about. I've just released my new Fortnite creative map, Tower Tycoon. Now, this is the best map I've made so far. I know I say that every time. I seriously think it's one of the best, if not the best, Tycoon games out there. It's got a final custom-coded boss fight. We got a real developer, graduated from university, right? We brought in some big dogs. And to celebrate it, we're doing a 40,000 VBucks giveaway contest. This is the biggest contest I've ever run with these maps because I think this map deserves it. There's going to be big prizes for the top 3 speed runs. There'll be a 10,000 VBuck prize for first, 7,500 for second, 2,500 for third. It's a 1 week long contest, but if you're not a speed run magician, you can still win. Okay, I'm going to be picking 20 random players who complete the map, defeat the boss, send proof to @TeamRushFN on Twitter. And if you don't have Twitter, we're also going to accept entries on our new Team Rush FN Discord, both linked in the description below. And 20 people will be given 1,000 VBucks each. You can do it with a team of 4. Yeah, thanks for the love, the support on the Fortnite maps. This is the one. I'm proud of this one, so I hope you like it. Next year, that big update I was talking about. So they changed a bunch of weapons, some buffs, some nerfs. Fire Monkeys made it easy for us here and with detail. So blue equals buff, orange equals nerf. Zig and Choppy's ray gun. Pretty good buff. Fire rate increase, minimum charge time decreased. The sticky grenade launcher had a nerf. The fire rate was decreased, reload time increased, and cooldown of 1.25 seconds when swap into another sticky grenade launcher. This is for the people that were rolling with like 3 of these things at once and just instantly swapping between all of them, spamming sticky grenades. It was an OP strategy. They've gotten rid of it now. TNTina's bow has had a buff. Reload time decrease, max aimed in to trigger explosive effect from 2 to 1. That's a big one. Recharge time lowered to 15 seconds. This one needed some love. I'm glad to see they did that. The Foundation's MK7AR has been nerfed, okay? I think we all would have been shocked if it was buffed. This is probably my favorite mythic out of all of them. They lowered the fire rate a little bit and lowered the damage by 1 per bullet. Havoc Suppressed AR was buffed. Damage increased by 1. Fire rate decreased by 0.5. And then the fire rate was increased as well. This was necessary. I like this one. Gunner Stinger SMG. Recoil massive decrease. And then again, a buff by 1 damage per bullet. And then finally, Slurp Juice. Combat caches now drop 1 instead of 2. POI banners now drop less when claimed. 1 in solo, 2 in duos, and so on. Radio tower bosses now drop less when defeated. 1 in solo, and so on. Good changes. I think they hit most of them right on the nose. What do you think about that? Let me know in the comment section below. Big update on our new racing mode. This is the Chapter 5 racing mode. Obviously, we've talked so much about it, but this is new info. New Death Races mode has been added. Maps are currently unknown. The picture is there in front of you. It features a similar ranking system to the current Battle Royale one, and it seems like you'll actually unlock some of those new maps that we've talked about as your rank progresses. I think we've talked about around 13 new maps ready to go, or at least mentioned in the files for this, whatever this racing mode is, but we didn't know you would unlock more as you rank up. I like that. I think one of the best parts about this is going to be seeing what they've created for us to I guess, race around in. And yeah, it'll be a reward if you race well, race fast, defeat your competitors. Some potential collabs for Fortnitemares. Fortnitemares is on the way, still a little bit away, but still worth talking about. And the reason these are potential is because they are part of other Epic Games games, right? Rocket League, Fall Guys specifically. Saw was in Rocket League. Skeletor was in Fall Guys. A Chucky-inspired skin because it was in Rocket League. Leatherface in Rocket League, and Invincible in Fall Guys, and the new season is in November. You would think they don't always cross these collabs over from one game to another, but Epic obviously has deals with these guys, so I think it definitely raises the chances of us seeing at least some of these in the Fortnitemares update. Again, we know a lot of what's coming to Fortnitemares confirmed, right? The vampire ability, siphon HP. I think the vamp ability, it could be also attached to the Kato Thorn turning into a vampire boss. That part is confirmed. Pumpkin launcher return, broomsticks, candy, 2 new augments, and then some of the skins we know about: undead fish stick, lava ranger outfits, and then a new version of Meowscles. Obviously there's going to be more than that, but that's what we know about so far. And then yeah, maybe Thorn's time machine appears. We're kind of waiting to see that, as that's the big storyline piece this season, and we think is going to lead us into that shortened season 5. And that's our Fortnitemares stuff. We've got a big one here. Epic Games is looking into potentially modifying how wildlife and hired NPCs act in matches. And we know this because a recent survey has asked us a lot of questions, such as, how do you feel about tamed wildlife following you? Being able to ride on their back, tamed wildlife noticing opponents, making sounds appropriate to how they look, attacking nearby enemies, being able to pet them, very specific, different types of wildlife behaving differently. And then hired characters, same thing. How do you feel about following, reviving, acting different based on their speciality, sharing supplies with you, having unique weapon loadouts, noticing / attacking nearby opponents? So if you see this come up, the survey come up, make sure to answer, because they're obviously going to be changing some things here, and they're really mostly just going to listen to the community. I bet a majority on most of these things if they're asking it, right? One piece of big info for Fortnite Creative: they've delayed some big UEFN features from Q3 to Q4. Creator pages discover the text search instead of having to type in the map code. Persistent devices in UEFN, that's data saves. That's going to change the entire game. You see it on some of the Creative 1.0 maps, right? You log in, you play, you leave, you come back, you still have the same stuff, the same stats, etc. This only means really that we're not going to see it with the 0.2 update, because we jump into Q4 here next month. So it could be a short delay. It could be all the way till December. Some more news on the Fortnite refunds. I'm going to throw it on your screen again. If you're one of these 3 things, you're eligible in America to get a piece of the $245 million available for Fortnite players, right? I talked about it in depth in the last video. Something I didn't mention though is how much are you going to get? And even I was kind of looking for an answer on this. It turns out it's fully based on how many people apply, right? So the $245 million, if less people make their claim, then I believe you are going to be getting a bigger piece of the pie. I was honestly just averaging it out because there's 37 million people affected. It's a lot of people, and there's $245 million. You know, you're going to get on average $6, but that's only if everyone makes a claim. And obviously that's not going to happen, probably nowhere near that number. So again, reminder, if you're eligible, put a claim in and you might get paid. The final thing I got for you, it's another scrapped item. The gas can was supposed to be used to fuel up the new style cars, valet cars, that were introduced way back in season 13. It's very unfinished. This one we're not going to see in the future, but still worth showing off. Super OG Fortnite, and you get to see how many plans Epic actually has, and then they end up, you know, bailing out of for whatever reason. That's all I got. Thanks for watching. Come join Tower Tycoon. Right now, it's on 40,000 VBuck contest. I want to see you there. I'll be playing all day today. So yeah, thanks for watching. Take care. Talk soon. Goodbye.